The Balfour Declaration of 1917 was a diplomatic triumph, but Zionist leader Chaim knew that a piece of paper could not build a nation. He famously warned, "A state cannot be created by decree. Even if the world gave it to us, it would be a gift in name only. It must be built by the hands of the Jewish people." When British General Allenby captured Jerusalem in December 1917, the reality on the ground was harsh. Palestine was poor, neglected, and disease-ridden. The Jewish population stood at just 85,000, a small minority compared to the Arab population. Moreover, not all Jews were Zionists. Many Orthodox communities actually opposed the idea of a secular Jewish state. Under the British Mandate, the Jews began to build a government in waiting. They established the Vaad Leumi, National Council, to manage internal affairs, and later, in 1929, the Jewish Agency. The Jewish Agency acted like a shadow government. It handled foreign relations, raised funds, purchased land, and organized defense. This meant that long before 1948, the Jews already had a functioning state structure in place, waiting for the right moment to declare independence. Between 1919 and 1927, two major waves of immigration, the Third and Fourth Aliyah, brought nearly 100,000 Jews to Palestine. The Third Aliyah was driven by young idealists inspired by socialism. They didn't just want to live on the land. They wanted to redefine society. They built kibbutzim, collective farms turned into fortresses, laying the foundation for Israel's labor movement. The Fourth Aliyah, however, was driven by necessity. Following harsh U.S. immigration restrictions, middle-class families from Poland redirected their path to Palestine, bringing commerce and urban development to rising cities like Tel Aviv. The true turning point came in 1933, with the rise of Adolf Hitler. Fleeing persecution in Europe, the Fifth Aliyah, 1932 to 1939, brought over 230,000 Jews to Palestine, more than all previous waves combined. These were not just refugees. They were doctors, lawyers, engineers, and scientists. They transferred massive capital and expertise, creating a modern industrial system overnight. By 1939, the Jewish population reached 445,000, one-third of the total population. The national home was no longer a dream. It was a demographic reality. This rapid growth came at a price. The Jewish National Fund purchased large tracts of land, about 5% of Palestine, mostly from absentee Arab and Turkish landlords. While these purchases were legal, they often led to the eviction of Arab tenant farmers who had lived there for generations. Fearing displacement and seeing the demographic balance shift, the Arab population revolted. The Great Arab Revolt of 1936 lasted 3 years, a violent uprising against both British rule and Jewish immigration. In response, the British issued the White Paper of 1939, severely restricting Jewish immigration right as the Holocaust was beginning in Europe. Despite the turmoil, the Jewish community, known as the Yishuv, continued to build. Education was paramount. The Hebrew University of Jerusalem opened in 1925 with a board of governors that included Albert Einstein and Sigmund Freud. As the saying went, the Jews had a university before they had a state. On the military front, defense evolved from scattered guards into organized militias. The Haganah was formed in 1920 for defense. Later, a more militant faction split off to form the Irgun, which carried out retaliatory attacks against Arab villages and British targets. By the eve of World War II, the Yishuv had its own government, economy, schools, and army. They were effectively a state within a state.